Hey all, it is March 31st. This is take 3. It's the summer holidays here right now, so this park is jam-packed with children, and they are very, very loud. Um, I have been having a week of catch-up right now, as I was last week. I have the unfortunate dilemma of the reality that if I want to get back to the places I want to be progress-wise on the things I've been working on, basically the one thing I have to do is spend one uninterrupted day working on a single thing until it's done, which is something I am extremely bad at, perhaps worse than anything else. I am very, very, very bad at sustaining work on one project, in the sense that I will stop and start on 4 different things, and I will find that much easier than continuing on one thing until it's done. Which sometimes is really, really helpful when I have a lot of little projects ongoing at once, is really unhelpful when I have like 5 big things on the go at the same time, and all of them have sort of vague, nondescript deadlines. So that is one thing I very much need to do. Um, so, a couple of things I've done, basically more so this weekend than anything else, is I ran the second and final session of the playtest for Atop the Dragon Summit, which is the adventure. The timing going well, and so far it is. We'll be releasing tail end of this coming month, in probably the second to last Friday of April, depending on how long proofs take to arrive. Basically, the playtest went very, very well. I've got a few small notes that I myself can implement into the adventure very, very easily. Some tweaking of numbers. All this area needs this tiny extra detail. Things like that. That I'm gonna, talk more in depth with Joe about, see how he feels about those, and if he wants to sort of interject and make any other changes, last minute changes himself before I send off for proofs. I do also have to wait for the cover to be done, but that is, block colors are on. Shading and hatching will be completed over the next few days, as far as I understand, from what AJ's timeline has been sort of expressed to me as, which is good. And then, yeah, once those things are done, I'll have a few other nitty gritty things to do in the background, and then send off for proofs. And there is a printer not terribly far from me, and in my experience, assuming they're not swamped with stuff for one reason or another, they generally take about a week to arrive. And then from there, once I know everything is fine, once the proof is fine, I will order. I will order Joe his own copy of the book, his book, and then I'll be gearing up ready for release. That is the plan. Assuming that all works out, that means, well, the adventure should be out tail end of April. So yeah, that's going well. I'm uh, uh, really, really happy with how the adventure has turned out. Obviously, I didn't write the things; it's Joe's. But it's more the, like I've talked about this a few times now, where this is Joe's first like professionally written adventure, especially in this sort of OSRE kind of format. And he took to it really, really well. And the outcome is, it's one of those things where it's like it is a solid thumbs up, good adventure. And then somebody tells you like, oh, this is the first adventure somebody's ever written, somebody ever wrote, and you went and you go, oh, I would never have known that if you hadn't have told me. By that metric, it is extremely good. It's in that kind of like it's in that sort of bracket, which is super cool. Like I if obviously I'll talk to Joe about this more in depth, but like if he wants to do this again, I am more than happy to go ahead and, provided like my schedule allowing, publish more of his work or help him in publishing his own work, depending on the route he wants to go. Like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to me, particularly. So, yeah, like, I would be, um, yeah, that's going very, very well. Very happy with the sort of the progress that's been made there. Last night I submitted my entry for the Havoc Engine Jam, which I've talked about on these a few times. It's by Rowan Rick and Deckard for making content for their Havoc engine, which powers Eat the Reich and a few of their other games. But primarily Eat the Reich. Eat the Reich is very, very famous for being generally very good. I have run it; it's very, very good. um, I say I bought it off of Howitt himself actually at NGC about 2 years ago, and ran it some amount of time after that. It was a good while. I think it was about 6 months after the fact, but it was a fucking riot. That game is super cool. My entry is called Eat the Reich Werewolves in Prussia. You can go read it. It's on itch. It's free. I am very, very happy with how it's turned out. I think I've seen because I've never done an itch jam before. Turns out you have to like rate other people's stuff. That's like part of the thing you're supposed to do as a jam, which I didn't know. I didn't know you were supposed to. I didn't know that was something that you had to do. Or had to do. So it's heavily implied that like you should do it. They give you like a queue of like these are assigned to you, of like heavily implying you are supposed to be like rating them how you feel about them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know exactly how that works or like how much impact my rating on the things that I rated was. I saw some really, really cool projects that like some stuff I really liked. There was like one in there that was like a game I would outright just run, which for me is like somebody who is extremely picky with the games I like give my energy and attention to. Is it means I liked it a lot. Like it was you get, there's like three categories and you rate them out of five. That was this jam. They have three categories. It was like how much fun do you think it is? How much, how does it look fun? Does it use the engine effectively? Does it add interesting things to the engine? And that was the one where I was like 5 stars all the way. This thing is fantastic. It was really, really great. Freak Squad, I think it was called. This is very I say very Suicide Squad. It's Suicide Squad, and it has my favorite kind of. I'm just gonna gush about this for a minute because it was really, really good. It was I'm very proud of my entry. I'm very happy with what I did with it in the time that I had, especially with the other limitations of all the other shit I have going on right now. But seeing other people's entries and just how nice they look, like visually as well, like I can't really do that. Mine looks very bland, and I did that purposefully. But even then, it's very bland. But Freak Squad has my favorite form of world building, which is I don't know if there's a term for it or if, and I don't feel confident enough to make one up on the spot. Nor do I have a script in which I have previously come up with a fake one. But it is sort of saying words and proper nouns like the reader already knows what you're talking about. Like one sort of more neutral to negative example of this would be like sci-fi techno babble, where it's just kind of nonsense words that sound vaguely smart if you don't know what they're saying. But I mean sort of like alluding to parts of the world and things that exist in the world without drawing any real attention to them or making any big show of them. Where it was like I think that a good example from that book would be here's a roll table of how you got caught, how you got put in the game's equivalent of was it Belle Reve Penitentiary from I believe is the one from that's the one from the shitty movie. I don't know if that's the one from official DC Comics, but it's the one I remember from the Will Smith movie. God, that movie's so bad. It's kind of lovably bad though in a way. It's a special kind of bad. Um, it's sort of almost ironically fun, but is like it like sits in that perfect equilibrium of terrible where it's like there are people who unironically enjoy this, but it's like unbelievably bad in a way that's almost funny. Almost. It's no Room, that's for sure. No, The Room, should I say? That's for fucking sure. But it is. There's some kind of mania that you can glean from watching it. Either way, how you got locked up in this, I forget what the prison was called. It was this prison, and the thing is there's like a table of options or whatever, and it's like, oh, pick one or roll, or, the classic, and it's like, and they're all normal like reasons to get locked up, and then one of them is I think then the sentence ends of like you don't want to get you don't want to be like King Ape and get caught for tax evasion, like that. Obviously that's a silly gag, right? Like it's a joke. It's literally just a joke, and it is funny. It's like a historic, like a bit of a historical reference. It's like a silly gag. Like what? Why is King Ape doing taxes? Like all of that. There's layers to the joke, and it's I'm explaining it, and it's not funny anymore. But like the joke is funny, but also just on like a world building level of like there's a guy called King Ape, and I can kind of glean that he's sort of like a Gorilla Grodd esque guy. Like he's like Gorilla Grodd, presumably. Maybe he's just a guy who controls apes. Who knows? But like it turns your head spinning of like who's King Ape. Why did he get caught for tax evasion? Like that's a very very small example of this like world building principle, but it makes you think about the world without ever actually explaining anything to you. It gets you in the headspace of the universe, and makes you feel like you're part of it by just sort of being very nonchalant and really sort of respecting your observational skills and or imagination, depending on how much of the world is fleshed out to the point where you can you can do that, right? And yeah, I like personally, I'm just really, really partial to that style of world building. It just fucking works for me. I think it's great. Um, yeah, this week I have one thing on my list. I mean, I have multiple things on my list, but the thing I want to finish outright is I want to finish Downfall for Nimble. I made some progress on it last week, some progress I was very, very happy with, but it is still not finished. And that is one of the things that I need to sit down for an afternoon and just write. Like I need to just put fingers to keyboard and just write for the better part of a day. I would love to take a laptop somewhere and plug it into a wall and work, but the one like cafe it's here that I like and I come to very frequently with with notebooks and things has no electrical outlets available to customers and has no internet. So I have worked off of mobile hotspot multiple times in my life. It is surprisingly not that bad, but it's still not ideal. And as stated before, my laptop has maybe like I want to say like maybe 60 minutes from 100% to zero, or realistically from 100% to about 15% where it just abruptly turns off. It's a great laptop, but it's not actually very portable. I could not take it to random places and just sit with it and work, and I do not have the money for a fucking Surface, and I don't have the technical know-how to go out and grab like an old ThinkPad and upgrade it. You know, um, a big part of me wishes I knew anything about computer hardware. The rest of me understands it's never something I'm going to be able to get, um, and um, yeah, it's just a thing in my life I'm going to have to deal with. I'm a sort of I'm in the unfortunate middle ground of tech literacy where normal people think I'm extremely tech literate, but being around actually tech literate people, I feel like an idiot. You know, like I know enough about, you know, I am I'm I know enough about computers because I've used them for many hours a day, every single day, for over a decade, for most of my life. But I don't actually know enough about how they work to be able to upgrade one without probably ruining it, or being more specifically too afraid to try. You know, like I know people who have gone in to try and build their own PC and knowing about as much or less than me and have ruined their lives trying to do it. I mean that, you know, I'm exaggerating, but ruined several weeks of their life trying to fix it. And I do not ever want to put myself in that position because nothing pisses me off more than technology that just doesn't work for no discernible reason. Um, but yeah, that is my goal for this week, is getting that fucking Nimble adventure done. I'm going to be working on it. I have like one other thing. Once I leave from doing this, I'm going to go home, upload this, do like one other thing, and then for the next hour and a half or so, I'm going to be working on that. Try and make a suitable dent in progress, and then after, and then probably sometime tomorrow, I am going to try and finish it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try. And then after that, I really need to get on this month's one-page adventure. Detonation Station came out this last no on Friday. Sorry, no, was it Friday? Yes, it was on Friday. Yes, that fuck. I've had so much happened in the last few days. I've completely lost track of time. Detonation Station is out. I'm really happy with Detonation Station. It is sort of an elaborate shitpost that is a D&D or an OSR. Who fucking cares? It's an adventure. But I really like it. There's a lot of I've toyed with visual design more so than I ever have before with Detonation Station. I'm very happy with how the adventure looks, and I'm also very happy with how it has like turned out as an adventure as well. The way it looks definitely impacted the amount of space I had. Like Detonation Station is 5 rooms, whereas all the other adventures I've written are 6. The one pages, I mean. Some of that is down to it having more complex general features, and also just the font choices and like design elements just meant I had less room. But I'm still very happy with it. I think the adventure is super cool. It has a lot of style that I'm very proud of, and I'm looking forward to tinkering more with visual design going forward. I think I'm doing it a little bit with Ludus Maximus, but not too much. Mostly because the stuff I wanted to do, I just could not like get to work. I do not have the graphic design experience to make those things work. But what I do have, I'm like pretty happy with so far, I think. But yeah, that is my other thing I want to at least start on this week, is properly start on Ludus Maximus, because I have in my other notebook like basically a combined full page of notes, but it's still only so much. But yeah, I'm gonna head off here and go home and do all the fucking work I need to do. Um, uh, you also go do work. It's Tuesday. You probably have shit to be doing. Go do that. I'm gonna head off now. Bye.